How is it going, everyone? And yes, PlayStation State of Play has officially been confirmed, and it is coming this Thursday, February the 12th. It will be at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get ready to watch over an hour of game news and updates from developers across the globe. An hour is quite lengthy, so I think there's a lot to be potentially excited for. However, the February State of Plays historically have not been the biggest events in the world. I just remember one February State of Play in particular. I want to say it was 2023, maybe it was 2024. It was the year where both Dio Field Chronicle and Valkyrie Elysium were revealed as the big finale, as like a double pack, a 1-2 punch to conclude the State of Play. And in retrospect, just think about that for a second. Valkyrie Elysium and Dio Field Chronicle as like your big, we've got one more thing to show you. Like that's what I would gauge your expectations at. Set yourself up for disappointment, and then if it does over deliver, be a little bit happy about it. Get ready to watch over an hour of game news and updates from developers across the globe. Tune in live this Thursday for 60+ minutes of news, gameplay updates, and announcements from game studios across the globe. February State of Play will spotlight eye-catching third-party and indie games headed to PlayStation 5, along with the latest from teams at PlayStation Studios. State of Play broadcast live February 12th at 2 p.m. Pacific Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. And, it'll be the typical spots that you guys watch it at. I saw quite a lot of people bring up the fact that, hey, if there's supposed to be a State of Play that's supposed to be happening in February, why did they reveal Horizon Hunters Gathering, just out of the blue, just dropping it on YouTube? Wouldn't they have just saved that for the State of Play? Guys, that's a great thing. In fact, not the announcement of Horizon Hunters Gathering. I think it's a colossal waste of time and it's going to be a gigantic failure. Not that. However, at least that shows that some of these publishers actually learn from failures of other companies and other fumbles. The atrocious Concord Burger trailer, the atrocious Fair Game trailer, the atrocious High Guard trailer. Hey, maybe we shouldn't take events where people are excited about premiere games and then shoehorn in our live service game announcements, which right now has the perception, I don't care if it's real or not, it has the perception that these games are thrown together slop, just there to monetize to the nth degree and take away all our money. That's the core audience that watches State of Play, and that's how they're gonna perceive a nonsense like Horizon Hunters Gathering. It is far more effective. Drop the trailer at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Eastern Time, do a 9-minute trailer, and then, try your best. It's gonna fail, but try your best to try to salvage something here. And, now we know that Horizon 3 is gonna be a long ways away. It's just live service. I get it. You guys are desperate for the microtransactions, Sony, and you're gonna go into it as much as you can, but you gotta be selective. And I might be a little bit of a hypocrite, but at the same time, I would very much I would expect that this State of Play is going to have a big emphasis on Marathon. Look, Marathon's out in a month. It's not like it's a game that, like Horizon Hunters Gathering, is this surprise announcement. Everybody knows that Marathon is coming out. You gotta do the big promotional push. I would say this State of Play happens, and then you kick off the open beta or the open test that weekend or maybe the following weekend. You gotta ramp up the excitement level for this game, and I have said, I think Marathon is going to be bigger than people expected it. People calling it Concord 2.0, it's not gonna be that. So everybody's just like, you just want to hate on games before they come out. Look, I feel like I've been one of those people that have been more optimistic about Marathon than a lot of other people. I shouldn't say anyone else, and I think it looks okay. It could be dead in 6 weeks, don't get me wrong. I'm talking about initially, I think it'll have a little bit of attention. It's a new game from Bungie. I believe Arc Raiders has raised the tide for all extraction shooters coming out, at least for the moment being, and I think it'll do okay at launch. Beyond that, the games that I care about, I would imagine we're gonna get a final push for Soros, because that's coming out in April. Maybe we'll see that God of War Metroidvania title. Maybe Sony will do what Sony does best, and they'll remaster a game that may or may not need a remastering, because, they gotta monetize these studios, you guys. They gotta monetize these studios that have been working on live service games. So what can we remaster that, these studios have done, and we can get something out of these studios because we have iced them for so many years. I would love to see something a little bit out there. Like, I always call for things like PlayStation 3 remasters, things like Uncharted Golden Abyss getting remastered because it's realistic. It's not something that's gonna take a 5-year development cycle, and I know Ben Studios iced, Bluepoint got iced, Naughty Dog got iced for a while. All these studios got iced for a while. I'm not expecting Horizon 3. You have to be realistic with how the table is right now. Could they reveal Santa Monica's new title for 2027? Yeah, they could do that, but think about what they have on the table. You can't reveal something that just isn't far along enough, and nobody's really trying to see games that are coming out in 3-4 years. Like, I ain't about that right now. You know, reveal games from third parties and reveal things that are gonna come out in the relative near future. That's really all we could get excited for, and maybe a Marvel Tokon trailer with a release date attached with that. I think that makes a lot of sense, and we'll see whatever else they decide to do as far as that. But again, keep your expectations in check. What I'm bringing up is like best case scenario. Brothers, you have to realize me wanting an Uncharted Golden Abyss remaster, that is like best case scenario given the lay of the land. You think Ben Studios just gonna come out and be like, oh, here's a teaser trailer for Days Gone 2? It ain't happening. And I think Horizon Hunters Gathering getting revealed ahead of the show gave you an idea that, look, we'll do State of Plays, but we're still very much into the live service. We just gotta be a little bit careful on how we promote live service games. They're desperate for that microtransaction revenue. Do not get it twisted. Do not even forget it. And remember, if you support the live service games, that only reinforces Sony's desire to do live service games. And remember this, if they had it their way, every single upcoming game that they have in development would be canceled, would not exist. They would rather every single last one of their studios do a live service game because they want that microtransaction revenue. So I'm just bringing that to you guys. But given the lay of the land, you know, Wolverine getting a gameplay trailer, I know a lot of people want that. I would save that for like May or June, you know, the summer showcase, summer State of Play. I think that makes a lot of sense, and that worked well with Spider-Man 2. I just think that's a more timely way to announce or reveal more Wolverine, because why show gameplay of that when you've got another major single-player first-party title coming out in April? The attention should be around Soros right now. It shouldn't be around Wolverine, and then the attention should be around Marathon. Yes, it's live service nonsense that a lot of you guys aren't into, but Marathon's a game, again, people know about. You gotta do that open playtest, and I think Marathon getting a quick trailer, don't spend an absurd amount of time and just saying, hey, go play the game for yourself, open test, it's live for everyone, check it out. I think it would be great if they also made it live for people without PlayStation Plus. I think that would be, you know, an advantageous route to go. You know, maybe ultimately when the game comes out, have it, obviously, multiplayer is with PS Plus, but for the open test, I think it would be a lot of value if they just kept it open to everyone. But keep your expectations in check. Again, remember that they did a February State of Play and ended it with Dio Field Chronicle and Valkyrie Elysium. That's all I'm saying, you guys. That'll do it for me. Let me know your expectations, your hopes for the show, and thank you for watching. Sound off down below, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.